can I say? You can't be loved by everybody, right?
You're looking good
So
for past 50. You're looking, I wouldn't, you're charming, charming. And the hair's looking very good, Thomas.
I
Um,
told you I'm Swedish. Don't do that.
so, so, what I'd love to do now in the last 5 minutes, just quickly, is a fast fire round. I'm not sure how it will go, but I feel like we've reached a point where you
Well,
would dominate in this. And I mean, what could go wrong?
oh dear.
Like, why not? Um, so let's
Let's
just
do it.
try it.
What is
Let's
it?
just see what happens. Fast fire round then.
Two and a
Okay.
half.
Red, yellow, green, or blue, which one struggles most with feedback?
Green.
Green. What about patience?
Should I offer
Do you
some
want
an
to do you want
explanation
to
or?
go one sentence of why? Yeah.
They are sensitive to negative critique and sensitive to negative opinions about themselves.
This is very helpful to know. So if you're sitting next to a green person, they're on your team and you've got to give feedback,
Go easy
that's
on them. Go easy on them.
go easy.
Take it
Okay.
easy, slowly but surely.
How about patience? Who struggles most with patience?
Red. Oh dear.
Instant.
It's or everything. Everybody's too. Everyone is too slow. Life is short. Let's get going.
Commitment?
What kind of
That's yeah. Depends on the
romantic
context,
or
but
or,
maybe
or
no. Let's not say romantic. Let's say sticking to what they say they would do,
yellow?
and then letting go.
Shiny object syndrome is the yellow trait. You know.
Oh, on to
Oh,
the
it's
next thing.
new.
On to the
What's up
next
over
thing.
there? On to the next thing.
Mm,
Constantly.
yeah, that's it. Mm. Okay, and then finally, letting go of something could be.
We say green again. They can be really, really stubborn. They don't forget. They
Mm.
never forget. They will look at you and say, "No, no, I've forgiven you," but they haven't.
Okay, what one behavior makes you instantly more influential?
Yellow people have a way to, in their charming persona, win people over. They have a specific way of making people feel seen and feel comfortable and inspired.
What?
That's their main gain, I would say.
Hmm, I, I I like that. What one phrase destroys trust instantly?
I think you're an idiot. That means that you're just talking about yourself, basically.
How apt. This is great. And what one daily habit is of elite communicators? Like,
Hmm. Specific around communication, one daily habit. Oh, that's a negative. How do I turn it around? Assume everyone you meet has something to teach you. That
oh my,
will make you a better listener.
oh my goodness, that is absolute gold. Wow. And I realize we're coming up to time, and I know you've got to get off and have your scargan or your your
It's
cinnamon
fine. I
bun.
have time. I have fine. I have an
You
hour to
do?
the next London call, basically. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I have time.
well, I
I
am
have
really
time.
enjoying this. I am
Me
really.
too, frankly. So fire away. Do you have more of this?
I
That was fun.
I I do. I do. Okay, if someone feels misunderstood in their career, they're perhaps stuck or frustrated, what change should they make today?
This it's probably related to another person. They should sit down with this individual and say, you know, sometimes I feel, and then they fill in what it is, misunderstood, miscomprehended, or just misused. Basically, I don't think you pay attention to me at all. That's just my feeling. Can we have a chat about it? Can we talk about this? I
Mm.
might be wrong, but this is how I feel. It could be me not understanding you. That is what I would do, really. Try to start a conversation, not judging, not saying, you are so terrible and so bad and you're a horrible person because look at me now. No, sometimes I feel like this. It could be we don't understand each other. Let's talk. That usually works like a charm.
I can see, yeah, you've reduced the intensity of the statement. It feels less firm and more flexible and open to change if needed. What question should everyone ask themselves before entering an important conversation?
How do I make this individual feel important?
That's cool. That's really
Everyone wants to feel important. Yeah.
on that then, is that something that we when we're not even just trying to sell, but meeting other people, that's something that we forget all the time. That if we just remembered, how do I make this
Yes.
person feel important, it would work.
I think so. Too many of us are walking around with these kind of big egos in a way that tells us I need to show them that I am important. But if you really are important, they already know this. And if they don't know it, then maybe you're not so important as you might think yourself. Of course, you're important to you, to your family, to your loved ones, to your neighbors, and maybe all of this. But maybe you shouldn't focus so much on yourself. Here is where again the green factor excels because they don't do this. They don't, even though they might be the most important person in the room. They would act Swedish and say, "No, I'm nothing. I'm so stupid. Don't look at me. Don't listen to me. Listen to him instead. Listen to Tim. He's much better than I am." You know. But it's a very charming trait
Mm.
actually, and it works perfectly in certain conditions.
What if you've got someone in your team that's not engaging or is not necessarily lazy, but not listening to you as a leader? How can you boost your influence or communication with them?
Same thing as the three answers back in time here. You have to sit down and say, okay, this is how I see the situation. This is my interpretation of our, cooperation or whatever you want to call it. How do you see it? You start a conversation. Sometimes I feel you're a bit off, You're not paying attention, you're really not listening from my perspective, because how do I know? Well, you said yes, but then you did something completely different, you know. I mean, from a leadership perspective, what I don't listen to people's words super much, frankly, very often, but I do observe their actions very, very carefully. If you say A and just constantly do B or maybe even C, there's going to be a feedback conversation in a very few days, really. But if you say A and you deliver A, perfect. If you say B and deliver B, perfect. C, C, perfect. But A and C, those doesn't match at all. You have to have a conversation. And sometimes you understand. You say, I want to help you to feel better about this. I want to help you to feel motivated. I want to help you to feel strong and self-reliant and everything. I want to help your self-confidence. But I need your help to help you. I mean, leadership is a two-way street. It's not about leading people. It's about making them want to be led. Hallelujah, right? But it's actually that kind of point. The best leaders that I know, what they do is they tell people what they are trying to do. That's what my book, Surrounded by Bad Bosses and Lazy Employees, is about. It's leadership from two different perspectives, really. If you know that I am trying to lead you the following way, then you can help me to do that in order to for you to get the best out of it, really. But if you think I'm just a stupid, silly boss that doesn't know anything, well, you're the one who's going to suffer mostly from it. So you need to have these are hard conversations. I'm not saying you can just sit down and then you're just going to solve everything. No, it's going to be tricky. Of course, it's going to be tricky. But what's the alternative? Reading people's minds? Are you a mind reader? I don't think so.
I am
I'm
not.
not.
I'm not. No, no. So thinking of mind readers, do we think AI is going to amplify misunderstandings in communication, or is it going to reduce it?
Ooh, that's a heated discussion. My view on AI is very simple. I think AI is like not like any technology because it's special. It Some people say it can't think, but I think it can think. In the near future, it will think, make decisions, trying to get out of awkward situations and so on. I'm a bit scared of AI, and I think what we put in there is what's going to tell us what we're going to get out of it, but out from it. But I think AI can never replace human connection. It can hand you a manual. It can hand you the book. It can tell you what's in my book there behind you, surrounded by it. It can give you a summary of the book. It can never teach you how to do it in reality, because you have to go out there and experiment yourself. You have to meet people in real life and actually try to get along with real human beings. That cannot be done
Mm.
via AI. It just cannot. And people are already getting tired of AI, really.
Hmm. Hmm.
Instagram and LinkedIn well, all the other platforms are just so. I mean, the saturation of AI material, people are getting fed up already. It's just been what, a couple of years or something. I don't know. I'm I learned about ChatGPT. I think it's less than a year ago. And I've experimented. I've tried it. It can give you ideas, but you have to do your work yourself. You just have
Yeah.
to. And if you think you're going to rely on AI, you know, even journalists, and at the end of this, you've probably seen those memes at the end of the article in the actual newspaper. Would you like me to write this in a different style? And they just put it out there. Jesus, no. You have to. I think there's going to be two teams in the future. It's going to be an A team and a B team. The A team is going to be the people who still know how to deal with people. It's going to be like this really, really premium skill. And there's going to be a B team who can automate everything. Now, what can be automated goes to silicon. What cannot be automated will be the A team, and they will make the most money. They will be the most popular people. They will feel genuine and authentic because they know how to deal with human beings. And as long as there's human beings around, you know, for me, that is perfectly clear, perfectly clear. I'm working on a specific solution that will help people, yeah, use AI for sure. Do what it can do what it can do to help you, but don't think it's going to do all the work for you. But people understand. I mean, there are apps these days you can answer text messages using AI. I mean, good Lord. If you can't even write in, yes, I'm coming at 9 o'clock. Thank you for the invitation. If you can't do that even, then what good are you? Seriously, seriously.
Yeah,
And people
absolutely.
know when you have put in the effort, right? They understand if it's you or if it's a machine. Like question, how do you make people feel important? Well, you pay them some attention. Everyone wants to feel important. Even though you might be the biggest AI guru on the planet, Tim, I don't give a crap because I want you to address me as a human being. I want you to
Mm.
talk to me as I am Thomas, and not one of your AI, whatever it's called, robots or that's not going to change. We are wired from, the brain, the human brain is, the big brain came up with, depends on who you're asking, somewhere between 70,000 and 200,000 years ago. It's the same brain in there. Of course, we have gotten taller and heavier, and we live a little bit longer, and we have learned to use high tech and everything, but we have the same brain. We are wired exactly the same way, so we feel when it feels. We can't necessarily always, let's say, explain why it feels bad, but we know it feels bad. It feels off. This is not a real person.
Mm.
If you're using an avatar now, it can look like you a little bit, but I have seen really, really well-known people on podcasts, they do this commentary on YouTube and so on, and I can see the difference. I can hear the voice, I can see the face, but you can see there's no hesitation, no natural pauses, no eyebrows going up, no stumbling. Everything is perfect. It looks exactly the same, but it's not.
That's the
That just
feeling.
frustrates me, and I'm
Yeah.
not the only one,
No, no, no,
for
I get it.
sure.
And there's AI slop coming out left, right, and center from all types of
Mm-hmm.
articles and content, and that's only going with automation. That's only going to become it's just noise,
Yeah,
right? And so therefore, compassion,
yeah.
empathy, all of these skills that you're teaching. Okay, last one. What does it mean to truly understand a human? And is there anything you're working on as a human being? That was two.
That was two. Number one, I think it's the bumper car analogy again. You can, the more you read about human nature, the more you read about personality styles, motivators, interests, basic values, all of these things. body language. The more you learn, the more you read, the more you learn. Sure, you can, but you can never program yourself in order to get away from every situation. There's going to be an X factor somewhere in there, and you need some imagination, and you need to be a little bit, let's say, on your toes and be willing to flex back and forth a little bit. It's just the way it is. I mean, that's what makes human nature so fascinating. You will never predict everything. You can predict a lot of it, but not everything. For me, that's what keeps me going. Can I learn more? It's the same thing as what do I work on with myself. I am really I'm I have some as I have a really high a high red bar, which means I am quite driven. I don't
Mm.
like to sit still. I'm quite impatient, quite impatient. I have a really high blue bar, which means I am very orderly. I like to keep things neat and tidy. I use a lot of Excel sheets and I make lists and I follow up the lists and I tick the boxes off and I do everything that is on the bloody list because otherwise, why did I put it on the damn list to begin with? So that is what I'm doing. I am also on stage and in interviews. I have a relatively high yellow bar and I have trained myself to use each or the other. I'm not trying to be all of it at the same time because that's going to confuse me and you probably. But I know how to turn the red factor on, boom.
Mm.
Then I can run like mad and I can turn it off and then I can go full yellow as in front of 2,500 people because they need some entertainment as well. They don't want me to show PowerPoint slides reading like a robot, like the blue factor would do probably. So what I'm usually working on since many years is the green factor because that's my greatest weakness. That is my greatest weakness. I touched upon this before, but I
Mhm.
think if you should work on you, some people say, well, just find out what you're good at and polish that even more. No, that's a stupid advice. Don't do that. Strengths Finder is another tool. I understand what they are aiming at, but what you're good at, it comes natural for you to develop and to work more on. And if you play tennis 5 times per week, you're gonna get better if you have a good, opponent on the other side of the net. You're gonna get better naturally. You don't have to struggle with this. But the weakness is to lower your to raise your lowest level of whatever it is. For me, I'm not an excellent listener unless I turn it on. But then again, when you work on you, a piece of advice for every young person here who wants to be, most people come to me and say, I want to be more red. I meet this on a weekly basis. I want to be more red. And I say you can teach yourself and train yourself to be more red in the moment, but do not violate your true personality. Don't try to be red if you're not red. If you meet red people, go red for an hour or two. But then you're going to get stress related diseases, physical ones. If you try to be red 24/7, 365, it's not going to work because you see, my friend, you're not red.
Mhm.
It's like saying, I want to play basketball so badly. I'm going to wear plateau shoes and learn how to run. No, I'm sorry. It's not going to work. You can do it for a while, and then you have to do what's best for you also. You cannot be everything, but you can be more than you think you can be. Something like that.
That's such a great way to put it. Wow. What a conversation, Thomas. I really admire. I mean, this has been one of the top three, at least, probably top one once I reflect on this, conversations I've had on this show, because I admire
My
your
friend.
vulnerability. I admire you taking us on the journey, but I can tell if you were an avatar, this wouldn't have worked. It's the human connection, the depth of
Thank you.
experience, like the feeling between us. Like I can feel it, even though that you're over there in Sweden, I'm here in Singapore. Like there's a feeling where we're on a similar vibe and we're communicating, and you can't create that out of AI. You have to be human to human. I believe, like, just and the way that you just, I love that you self-published your book and you went with it and you faced off to the whole of Sweden and you showed them that this book needed to be out there in the world and the journey that that took you on. And I love as well, and what I see myself is if that success had happened to you earlier, it would have run away with you. And I think, yeah, as I'm glad I've got my wife here to kind of keep that barometer where it is, and also I love because there's people listening to this that will have taken so much from this conversation around just you're very, very inspiring, very charming, very charming. And I can't wait to come and see you speak somewhere.
Thank you.
I'm going to go and
Uh,
find out where you're speaking and come and see you because we need to do more of this.
right. All right. All right. I was in Singapore last year for 30 hours.
Oh, are you
I didn't
coming
see
again?
anything of it.
You didn't. You were
Hopefully.
at the expo center or the airport.
No, I gave a workshop for entrepreneurs on leadership. Started at midnight Swedish time. So yeah, that was an interesting.
Oh my
Everyone
God.
was so polite and so nice and so kind and so welcoming. It was fantastic. The little that I saw, then I had to go home again.
Is
I usually hear this. Oh, you went to Singapore and Hong Kong and Sydney. Oh, how did you like Sydney? And I say I don't know. I have no idea. No time to see. Didn't you stay a couple of days while going there? But if I would do that every time, I
it's
wouldn't
your
get
red?
anything done. You see.
That's your red coming
That's
out.
the red factor. I want to take my wife with me and experience things, you see, because coming home, I was in Hong Kong. I'm going to show you the pictures. And she's going to say, yeah, I've seen those online. What happened? Okay, don't bother me. I wasn't there. She's not going to pick it up. But if she comes with me, and
Ooh.
we do that a while, sometime. We go to London, we go to Paris, we go
Yeah.
to, places. Um, yeah,
Would you recommend your
you didn't
crime
ask
novel?
that, but
Would you
would I
recommend your?
recommend my crime novels?
Yeah.
Boo. Well, I don't think you're going to find those.
Your
None of
wife writes
those
crime
has
novels.
been. Yeah, she's the real author in the family. Really, she's an excellent. She writes historical dramas like Downtown Abbey, based on the place. I say this for a specific reason. It takes place where we stay because we live in this really old Swedish mansion. It's an old heritage stuff place from actually the King Gustav III's closest advisor.
Oh my goodness.
He was the marshal of the court. He built this house. So we live in historical environment. As she writes about that, but she also writes brutal, horrible crime novels as well with blood and gore and stuff. So she's really good.
That's what
She's a
my
really good
wife's
author.
into. So I will put her onto your wife, and she'll start buying her books. So she's definitely into Swedish crime. My wife.
Good, good, good.
Is
All
there
right.
anywhere you want to send people, and how can people reach you? How do you want them to contact
Um,
you? What do you want them to do next?
oh well, I have a website surroundedbyidiots.com, and most websites it's not good enough, so we are rearranging it right now because the mostly the design has sort of moved on, but the website hasn't. So so you find me on probably on TikTok. I think my team puts me out there sometimes. I'm on LinkedIn. You find me there, and Instagram and so on. I'm starting a YouTube channel
You
this winter
definitely
actually,
should. You definitely should.
going to YouTube 10 years after everybody else.
You're going to go
But I
viral.
like this longer form content. That's more me than I don't like social media very much. I'm terrible at it, really. I can't seem to be very persistent because I don't understand it fully, and it's too much AI in there basically. YouTube is interesting because you can sort of put your mind to it. You can sort of elaborate on things. You can talk for 30 minutes or an hour or something. I listen to a lot of podcasts, usually from YouTube, when I'm driving my car, and I put the phone on the. No, no,
Mm,
we can't do that.
mm, mm.
If it would have been legal, I would have put it on so I can see the faces, and still listen to the voices, because it gives me more of a this visual stuff. It's interesting. So that's where you can find me. Everything is called Surrounded by It. It's Thomas Erikson, something on the same theme. Yeah. So please have a look and
Please,
see.
please, everyone go there. You are so good, Thomas. You are so good. This, as I
Thank
said,
you. I
has been
appreciate it.
the one of the most enjoyable conversations I've genuinely had on this show. Very, very pleased to have met you and to have done this. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Okay, so we're at the end of the year. It's 2025, it's come to a close, and now you're reviewing the year. What I've got for you is an objection handling mastery course. This is going to help you elevate in 2026. This is the difference between going from average to world class. I'm going to show you the number one way to master emotional control when you're triggered, when you're frustrated. Can you imagine what your life would look like if you could respond with clarity, leadership, and influence? Welcome to the Objection Handling Mastery course. This is how you're going to elevate in 2026 and get off to a flying start. I've put together this short course to make it happen for you. It's in 5 easy digestible modules that you can devour on a weekend and implement on Monday. This is the School of Success, my online learning platform that's going to help take you from average to world class.